morning, Chicago. It's February 20th, and you're listening to Bites Over Bagels! It's the first episode of your favorite morning tech show here in Chicago. I'm joined with some great co-hosts here. One, Miss Heather Brown.
Hello, Chicago.
And Mr. Steve Polachek.
Good to be here.
And everyone's favorite nemesis, Dave Seidler.
I cannot be happier.
I'm your MC today. This is John Osler, and we are bringing you today's latest and greatest tech news. Today's episode will feature the Obi-Wan Kenobi of Chicago, one Mr. Don Bora. He is the lead iOS instructor at Mobile Makers Academy and a bit of a badass. So he'll be joining us in the studio today. How's everyone doing this morning?
Feeling good. Really ready to start interviewing this guy.
Yeah, he's looking good. Have you touched his hair lately?
Feels like silk.
Suave is the product of choice this morning. The other big highlight for you campers is it's cold out there. It's a wicked, I think, 5 degrees, 2 degrees today? 11 degrees. 11 degrees in Chicago.
I've been in here in Chicago for less than 24 hours. I'm already sneezing.
Yeah. There was literally some cream cheese on his chin approximately 5 minutes ago.
Face in a bagel this morning already.
So with no further ado, let's get to the show. Today's episode is called Stand Up to Bora! Today's featured interview is with one Mr. Don Bora. The format for these interviews is you've got 5 questions that you need to answer in 5 minutes. So just be careful how long you answer each question, all right? So if you could, just state your name the way you say your name and the company and your role.
My name is Don Bora. I'm representing Mobile Makers Academy on this inaugural podcast. And my primary role there is lead instructor.
And what would you say you do there exactly?
So I helped found Mobile Makers and kind of bring some of the people in that we have working with us today. We've run a couple of classes now ranging from complete beginners to people that develop software right now for a living. So one of my jobs is to help structure that course content to make sure that we're hitting the expertise level of each student as we go through it. So part and parcel, I'm instructing on a weekly basis, and then I'm helping craft the curriculum and basically set business direction for the company.
Very cool. So why do these kids need to learn iOS?
Well, they want to learn iOS. I mean, that's the key. They don't, they see, these people coming in see mobile as their future, and they see possible career changes on their horizon. So basically, they just want to get into something new. They want to change their careers, and they're seeing mobile as like the next big thing for them. So as to why iOS, some of the students that come in kind of want to learn Android, but they're excited for iOS, and they really want to learn it because they're seeing a lot of stuff around them iOS focused.
And it's not just kids, adults too.
I'm sorry. Yeah, when I say kids, I mean anybody younger than me.
I say kids.
Okay. No, so we've actually had one homeschool student who was a senior in high school, and this was going to be pretty much his last instructional based class until he went to college. So that was very exciting. But mostly it's been adults.
Very cool.
Well, let's get into the nuts and bolts. What's your favorite Apple API and why?
Well, I've thought about this a lot, probably 30 or 40 seconds now, and I'm going to have to say it's core data. It kind of harkens back to my old Next Step Web Objects days. I know the progenitor to that framework, and I know one of the lead developers on the API, and I enjoy watching him on Facebook and Twitter talk about the framework. So yeah, I'd have to say that's it for reasons of extreme complexity and sheer geekiness, and it's the hardest thing to talk about. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to keep up with.
Great. And Bora, why is Mobile Makers great for technology in Chicago?
Well, there's a lot of instructional based business going on in Chicago right now. We have Code Academy, which turned into Starter League, and they're getting a lot of help from Techstars now. We have Dev Bootcamp, who Dave Hoover brought in from California, and we have Mobile Makers now, which is I think the only formal mobile development curriculum in Chicago for adults. So it's pretty exciting. we don't have a lot of dev talent in Chicago, and we run into this problem all the time. You know, that's what Starter League started up, because we ran into trying to find Ruby on Rails development talent, and it's very hard to find, so, you know, they decided, why not just make these developers? And before I started Mobile Makers, you know, one of my things was trying to grow developers here, you know, in my studio with people that I've known from the industry for quite a while. So, you know, in a sense, I was kind of doing that anyway. So we're looking to take dev talent that we already know exists in Chicago in mind and in spirit, and roll that into professionally trained, professionally ready people that can come out and help all these startups and entrepreneurs in Chicago build their products.
Very cool.
Awesome. So how do people learn more? I mean, what's the next step? Someone's listening to this podcast and they're like, you know what? It's game time. I'm doing iOS this year. What's the next steps for them?
So one of the things you can do is you can go to mobilemakers.co and check out the website there. You know, it has a pretty detailed description of what we're trying to do in the immersive and accelerated courses. We're still trying to find our border and find out, you know, what we're going to do with this program going forward.
Awesome. Well, Don, thanks so much for your time this morning, and best of luck to you and your classes.
Thank you very much.
Today's Bagel Bite is from Mashable.com. This is the Google Glasses. You guys hear about this thing?
Yes, I've heard all about it. It looks like they're trying to, they set up a site where you can apply to get one.
Yeah, and basically, for those of you who don't know, Google Glasses is basically like a smartphone right over your eyeball.
So now you can be talking to someone and not paying attention to them right to their face instead of looking at your phone.
Yeah, you could be
great.
That is perfect.
Yeah, you're just liking things. You'd be checking out the vacation photos. But you know what my idea? My idea is actually to do something for when you're going to the bathroom. You know, people all the time now are using their smartphones on the toilet. And I think
That's not sanitary.
It's not sanitary. Number one, Dave's into it, but I'm into it. I'm just thinking, why not an app that just says, you know what, just go to the bathroom. Like, don't worry about it anymore.
Keep these glasses on your head.
Yeah,
You're good.
just focus. Would you focus?
I like that. A little punch.
And that concludes our Bagel Bite segment.
Today's bagels are brought to you by New York City Bagel Deli. Oh, it's good.
And that concludes our first episode of Bites Over Bagels. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be here next week, and check us out on the Facebooks and the Twitters.
Over.
Bagels.
Over.
Bagels.
Bites.
Over bagels.
Bites.
Over bagels.